My dear students, I am starting with what is management. You have already learned about management, and a very common and popular management definition is management is the process of designing and maintaining an environment in which individuals are working together in groups to achieve selected goals and objectives efficiently and effectively. And I have mentioned in our earlier classes that mother is the best manager because she designed the standard for her family, and then she tried to maintain the environment so that we all can work together in groups to achieve our family goals and objectives efficiently and effectively. And same example we can use for your own enterprises or the organization where you are going to work. So what it means designing and maintaining an environment in which individuals are working together in groups to achieve selected goals and objectives efficiently and effectively. And the person who is managing all this is known as manager. So who are managers? Managers are the people responsible for supervising the use of an organization's resources to meet its goals. We have divided resources into 4 groups. The first one, physical resources, land, building, machineries, furnitures that you can touch and you can see. Then we can divide our resources into human resources, human knowledge, skills, attitude, abilities, competencies, core competencies, distinctive competencies. These all are human resources. Then financial resources, money, financial resources. And then we have intangible resources, goodwill, brand values. These are intangible resources. And there are many other definitions we have from different authors. I requested you all to check all these definitions, and some of these I'm just checking for you. I'm not explaining all this. F.W. Taylor, his definition is management is an art of knowing what you want to do and then seeing that is done in the best and cheapest way. Henry Feld definition is to manage, to focus, to plan, to organize, to command, to coordinate, and control. So there are many definitions we have from different authors. So whenever you find time, you can check all these definitions, or when I share these materials with you, you can check all these definitions from your materials. Besides this, we can say management is a collective noun. How? Sometimes we say, oh, the management of this organization is not good. The management of this organization is bad. So when we say it like this, it is really collective noun. And we say, oh, I'm studying management. My major is management. So it means it is a field of study. And sometimes we say, oh, my functions is management. I'm working for management. I do management. Then we say management is one kind of functions. Based on the definition, we can have some nature of management. The first one is universality. You will find management everywhere. You need management everywhere. You can't say that I need management for production, but I don't need management for sales. Then you will not find management everywhere. The second one is dynamism. You have to change your management style, management strategies with the change of political environment, with the change of economic situation, cultural situation, socio-economic conditions, with the change of technology, with the change of rules and regulations. And that's why it say management is dynamic. Another nature of management is relativity. It embraces all business functions at different levels. You need management everywhere. You cannot say that, oh, management is a function of top level. No, you need management in every level. Top level, mid-level, operational level. Moreover, you have to make irregularity of human nature. What it is, you are okay one day, you feel good, you find everything is normal and you are maintaining, practicing management. Oh, not like that. It helps to shape the human behavior in the work environment. 9 to 5, 10 to 6, we are maintaining office time. So it means there is a regularity of human nature. We are following class schedule. That is regularity of human nature. You are starting regularly, regularity of human nature. And based on this, we can have some features or characteristics of management. It says management is an art. What kind of art? If you know the management, you will be familiar with the art of getting things done through and with people. People will work for you, and after finishing their job, they will say, wow, I did it. They didn't feel pressure because you know that how to motivate them. And that's why it is an art. Management is an art and science of decision making and leadership. Why we say management is a science of decision making and leadership? Nowadays, management is related to science. How? We are using all the mathematical tools and techniques, economical, statistical tools and techniques to take management decisions. We are using software to take right decisions. Management is a universal process for achieving results. And it is also a profession. What kind of profession? Which involves a specialized training, and it's governed by an ethical code. You have to maintain some standards. You have to maintain rules and regulations of your organizations. You have to follow policies, procedures of the organizations. And moreover, management helps you to coordinate all human factors and physical resources by balancing and integrating, by innovating and adapting. And this way, you can identify some features of management. Management helps to increase our efficiency. Why it's so important? If you follow management, if you do plan, if you go for organizing, stopping, leading properly, you know how to control, you know how to coordinate, you know how to communicate, automatically you can lead your organization successfully, and this will help to increase efficiency of the organization. And you can have a shade of the organization related to all management functions. You can have some areas under what you can work and what you cannot violate. Management helps to improve research in management. It helps you to attain social goals by effective utilization of resources. And I have already explained the managers, they're responsible to manage various types of resources, including physical resources, human resources, financial resources, and intangible resources. Based on all these discussions, you have already explained the functions of management, and I'm helping you again explaining management functions. There are 8 functions of management, and you have to continue the chronology. You have to maintain the chronology of these functions. You cannot start stopping first. You cannot start coordinating first. You have to start with planning, then you have to follow the sequence. Planning, organizing, stopping, directing and leading, motivating, communicating, coordinating and controlling. What is planning? Planning is determining what you want to do earlier. Systematically we can present. Planning is determining the objectives and formulating the methods to achieve them. So you have to set your goals and objectives. So determine what goals and objectives you want to get, you want to achieve. And then you have to formulate the methods, the procedure to achieve the goals and objectives of your organization. And that's what we say. Planning is determining the objectives and formulating the methods to achieve that. It is more simply said than done. So we say a good planning means half of the job. If you can make a good plan, you can say, oh, I have already done half of the job. A job well planned is half done. Then organizing. I have used the example of picnic. You see that all the night you work hard and finally you have a draft regarding the destination of the picnic, fees of the picnic, and about the qualities of the participants, the number of participants. All this you have written in a paper, means you have a plan. Then you discuss with one of your friends and he agreed or she agreed to work with you to organize a picnic. So both of you are going to organize. Now organizing started. So process of organizing incorporates that you have to identify all the tasks, all the jobs you want to perform. If you run an organization, you have to identify 100, 200 jobs you are going to perform, or your organization related to the jobs. And then you have to divide all the jobs into different departments or categories. Like all the purchase jobs under purchase department, all the finance and accounts jobs related to finance and accounts, all the recruitment and selection and training jobs under human resource management, all the technology related jobs under IT department. And this way you have to make so many departments. You have to set the hierarchy, which department will come first, then which department, or who are under top level, who are under mid level, who are under operational level, so that everybody can understand what to do and what should not to do. And this way you can practice organizing. You can also delegate some responsibilities. You can clarify, explain who is responsible for what kind of jobs, so you can avoid conflict. You can also have decision regarding decision making, whether you will follow centralized decision making or decentralized decision making. If you take all the decisions, if bosses take all the decisions, if the top level take all the decisions, then that is centralized decision making. But if the different level managers can take decision, that is decentralized decision making. Once you have a good plan, you have a good organization, now the time of selecting people, training people, what is called staffing, selecting and training individual for specific job functions and charging them with the associated responsibilities. You have good staff because you know how to recruit them, how to select them, how to train them, how to reward them, how to retain them. So to run your organization or to operate the picnic properly, you need another management function, what is called directing or leading. You have to direct, you have to order sometimes. You have to direct your subordinates to perform their job. Otherwise, they will not work. You must know the art of directing. Sometimes you have to show them path. That is called leading. Under directing and leading, you have to remember that you have to practice very positive and dynamic leadership. Because you love your employee, because you love your followers, that's why you have to lead. It's not for exploiting them. It's for exploring them. You want to know their qualities. You want to explore the qualities of your followers, your subordinates, your employees, so that you can lead them. You have to remember at the time of directing and leading that you have to direct and lead as per the environment requirements. You cannot direct the way you want. You have to understand what environment is asking. Allow your employees, subordinate, maximum opportunities so that they can work under inspiration. You have to provide them motivation at the time of directing and leading. So when you ask them to do something for you, same time you have to explain the way they feel motivation. Sometimes you have to command people, but you must have the ability to command people. You must know the art of commanding people, otherwise they will not work. You must have a power of inspiring people, stimulating people, so that they feel energized. Motivation is a power of stimulating people, employees or followers to achieve goals and objectives efficiently and effectively. If you really motivate them properly through your speech, through inspiration, through recognition, through money, through facilities, through opportunities, they will work for you. So it is a power. It is a power. If you have the power of stimulating people, they will work for you. and then communicating. You are very good in planning, organizing, stopping, directing, leading, motivating. You know all these things. You know the art and science of management, but you don't know how to communicate. You will not get the result. The result will be double zero. And that's why we're using 5 C's, a model for communicating properly. This model will help you to become a good manager, to become best employee, best colleagues, best friend. These 5 C's will help you to become as a best daughter, son of your parents. Under 5 C's, the first one is clear. So as a manager, as a leader, when you speak, when you write, you have to remember that your message must be clear so that the reader can understand, the audience can understand exactly what you intended to do. Your message must be clear. So when you write, when you speak, you should not write or speak using all the synonyms and antonyms, all the complex sentences, all the difficult words you should not use. You should use simple words, simple sentences. You must know who are your audience, who are your readers. You have to send a message, you have to speak so that your audiences can understand. Your readers can understand after reading. The second one is, your message must be correct. Your message must be correct. When you speak, you have to deliver correct messages. When you write, your message should be correct. And this way you can create an image. Your message must be complete. You cannot say I'm going, you cannot say coming. You have to complete your message. You have to say, please sir, I'm going off. You have to say, I'm going out for doing something and will come back within 5 minutes, 10 minutes or 1 hour. You must have complete information. So your image is continuously growing in the organization, because when you speak, when you write, your message always clear, correct, and complete. Moreover, you don't like gossiping. You don't want to waste time. Your message is always concise. Your father and mother is happy, because when you speak with them, when you write something to them, your message is always clear, correct, complete, concise, and moreover, you are always courteous. You are polite, you are gentle. You follow etiquette and manner. So when you are following 5 C's, clear, correct, complete, concise, and courtesy, your image grow up and people will listen to you and that will work for you. When you are a very good communicator, you are following 5 C's, then the time of coordination. So you cannot coordinate yourself. You must follow some rules and regulations of the organization. That's why we say there are techniques for achieving coordination. The first one, if your organization follow rules and procedure, you can coordinate by following rules and procedures. You can coordinate by targets or goals. You can coordinate through maintaining hierarchy, that who is the senior, who is the subordinate, who is the boss. Maintain the hierarchy and start coordination. You can coordinate by establishing departmentalization. You can delegate the task into different department heads, managers, and officers and establish coordination. You can assist your staff to coordinate. You can set a liaison office, or you can maintain liaison for coordination. Or you can have a coordination team. You can have a coordination committee. The committee can coordinate. This way, coordination works. And at the time of control, you have to remember, you have to start control immediately. Immediately, when you start a job, you have to start your coordination. You have to start your controlling immediately. Even you have to start your controlling before you start the job. So if you start controlling before you start the job, that is called feed-forward control. Control that attempts to identify and prevent deviations before they occur is called feed-forward control, sometimes called preliminary or preventive control. So if you want to start a school, so before you start in school, you have to check whether the school building is all right, facilities are all right, books, libraries are all right, labs are all right. So this is called feed-forward control. Check this. Then concurrent control. When you are running the school, at the running time, when school activities are going on, whether the teachers are taking classes properly, students are attending classes properly, they all are maintaining standard properly, that is called concurrent control. Control that monitors ongoing employee activities during their progress to ensure they are consistent with quality standards is called concurrent control. Once job is done, annual exam is done, 1 year already gone, you need another control that is called feedback control. What was the performance of the school last year? What was the result of the students last year? If there is deviation, then what we should do in the next year? Feedback control. In this case, the control takes place after the action, sometimes called post-action or output control. You have to follow steps at the time of controlling process. You have to set standard of performance, establish the standard. You know that 80% means A+, so that is the standard. So we are taking some exams for you, and then we declare your result. That is your actual performance. So if you get A+, means you are matching with the standard. So you did very well. But if you are not, it means there is a gap between the standard and your actual performance. Now you need corrective action. You need to know that why there is a gap. What you should do. How can you prepare from the next semester? That is called take corrective action. The first, establish standards of performance, then measure actual performance, then compare performance to standards and take corrective actions. And this way, we can follow all the management functions. Once you follow all the management functions, you can be a good manager. You can manage everything.